Well, good afternoon, everybody. Certainly want to welcome you all. New York City, Times Square.
Yes, sir.
Crossroads of the world. This is the New York portion, the press tour for Canelo versus Charlo. I am Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing, and listen, he's back. Canelo, back with the PBC, and it all begins with a historic mega fight coming your way on September 30th. It will be an unprecedented night because it will be the first time in the four-belt era that two undisputed champions in different weight divisions will face one another. It's a matchup of two of the sport's pound-for-pound best, two of boxing's most explosive and electrifying fighters. Canelo Alvarez, boxing's first undisputed super middleweight champion, will be putting all four of his belts on the line against Jermell Charlo, the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world. Canelo will be making the third defense of his WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO world titles. Charlo will be looking to join the likes of Bud Crawford as the only male boxer to become undisputed in two different weight divisions, as well as boxing legends like Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Roy Jones Jr., who successfully jumped two weight classes and became a world champion. This is a super fight, and it's a fight that Canelo Promotions, a presentation of premier boxing champions, pay-per-view event that's being promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions as well. Goes without saying, this is a fight that everyone wants a ticket to. You can purchase your tickets right now through AXS.com. Again, AXS.com. Showtime pay-per-view broadcast will begin at a special early time of 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 o'clock Pacific time. And you, of course, can purchase the fight live stream through Showtime.com/pay-per-view or the Showtime app. This fight, again, is going down Saturday, September 30th in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, and it is produced by the destination for the best in boxing, that is Showtime pay-per-view. Undisputed, unprecedented. Let me bring to the podium now one of the promoters of this fight. He's the president of TGB Promotions, Tom Brown.
Thank you, Brian. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. This really is a very special press conference. Undisputed versus undisputed. It's great to be back here in New York again, announcing another mega fight. It's kind of nice that this is kind of becoming a regular thing. But we really appreciate you guys coming out today and the support you give our events. September 30th will be another night of history. It's pretty damn impressive what both of these men up here have accomplished, both being undisputed world champions in the four-belt era. It's also great that we have the back-to-back trainers of the year up here with Eddie Reynoso and Derrick James. Canelo Alvarez is truly one of the sport's best ever. He's a legend and a hero in Mexico, and he's universally respected. He's a throwback fighter that takes on all challengers. He's boxing's biggest star today. Jermell Charlo will bring everything he's got to this fight. He's cleaned out the 154-pound division, and he's beaten every fighter he's ever faced. He's convinced that he will win this fight. Not that he can win this fight, that he will win this fight. So we've got the makings of a great matchup. This is going to be a classic old school fight. Both these guys can really crack. And I believe it's going to come down to who can adjust the best under fire. I mean serious fire. So like Brian said, this is a super fight. It's a super fight you don't want to miss. Thank you.
Tom Brown, TGB Promotions, one of the best in the business. Let me bring to the podium now a man who, of course, led Showtime Boxing to really one of the greatest years the sport has seen, delivering mega fight after mega fight. He's, of course, going to give you more details about the fight, all the programming surrounding the televised pay-per-view portion of the evening. He is the president of Showtime Sports, Steven Espinoza.
Thanks, Brian. So far this year, Showtime Boxing has already televised 18 marquee events and much more to come. Year over year, we've been building and building with the strongest schedule of the sport, and now, I think perhaps, as Brian said, perhaps the biggest year in the history of Showtime Boxing. Coming off some of the biggest and most anticipated fights in recent memory, we have a special one on September 30th. Another matchup with historic implications, the first bout in the four-belt era pitting two undisputed champions. Regardless of who you're rooting for, there's no question that each of these two men are among the elite in boxing. Not just world champions, not just immensely popular, but both of them have historical achievements. Canelo, two-time fighter of the year, one of 5 Mexican fighters to have been world titleists in 4 different weight divisions, the only Mexican boxer to be undisputed. He has defeated 18 world champions in his career. Let that sink in. 18 world champion in his career. He's fought at least one world champion every year for the last 10 years. We're proud to have him back on Showtime, coming up on the 10th anniversary of his first pay-per-view, which was also a Showtime pay-per-view. Jermell Charlo has historic achievements of his own. The first ever undisputed 154-pound world champion in the four-belt era. He's defeated every fighter he's faced. He could join Terrence Crawford as the only male boxer to become undisputed in 2 weight classes in the four-belt era. But this event isn't just a big fight or a historic event. This is an opportunity, a rare opportunity to witness greatness. That's a word that we throw around a lot, perhaps too much. What's the true meaning of great? What is the meaning of greatness? Greatness means not being satisfied, always wanting more. Greatness means not being satisfied with being an undisputed champion. Greatness is not being satisfied with being the first and only Mexican boxer to be undisputed, or the first and only 4-belt undisputed super welterweight champion. Greatness is pushing for more challenges, more history, continuing to test the limits of your own performance. Greatness is taking tough fights, taking big challenges when you don't have to. These two fighters have the resumes, their legacies are secure, both of them are in the record books, both of them have made history. Yet here we are with this fight, because each of these two men isn't satisfied. They continue to challenge themselves fight after fight. Either one of them could have taken easier fights and made a lot of money doing so. But that's not what they're about. This is about a fight for greatness, for legacy, for history. And it's a rare opportunity to see 2 great athletes in the ring on a historic night. Canelo Charlo starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. on September 30th. It'll be supported by 3 episodes of All Access. The first 2 premiere September 8th and September 15th, and of course, the epilogue episode following the fight. We'll see you in Las Vegas.
Thank you, Steven. Let's hear from the camps. Hear from the fighters. Hear from their trainers. Let me acknowledge gentleman to my left here, Mr. Juan Guzman, one of the assistant trainers there, of course, of Jermell Charlo, former champion as well. We're coming to the podium now, the 2022 Boxing Writers Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, Mr. Derrick James.
Hello again, happy to be here. I think that this is a fight that Jermell Charlo has always wanted. the type of fight that he always needed to launch him into superstardom. I believe that Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. He has a great trainer. They've been very consistent over the years, and that's really hard to do in boxing, is to be so consistent for so many years. So it's all about us coming in and doing what we do best, and that's for Jermell to come out of the fight successful, and it's up to Canelo to do the same. He's going to try to do the same. So for us, let's look for a great and exciting night of boxing, because I believe that's what it's going to be, a great, very exciting night of boxing. Thank you.
Thank you, Derrick. Coming to the podium now, head trainer, also manager of Canelo Alvarez. He's a two-time trainer of the year, the latest in 2021, Mr. Eddie Reynoso. By the way, Felix de Jesus will do the translation.
Buenas tardes. Pues aquí estamos otra vez aquí en Nueva York. Creo que anunciando una de las mejores peleas que va a haber en los últimos tiempos. Los estilos hacen peleas y creo que esta pelea, tanto Charlo como con Canelo, tienen el estilo para hacer una gran pelea.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be back in New York City. And again, the great fights that we always have. And this is going to be styles that are going to be in the ring. And we're going to see the best fights like we always do.
Respetamos mucho el equipo de Charlo, la verdad un gran entrenador, Derrick Charlo, un gran campeón, un peleador con mucho corazón que se ha levantado de derrotas para seguir adelante en su carrera y todo eso lo hace más peligroso aún.
We respect the Charlo camp, his trainer Derrick James, of course Jermell Charlo, and what they've done, he's recuperated from a loss that he had to come back and be in the big fights.
Nosotros de nuestra parte, como siempre, prepararnos bien. Sabemos que es una pelea muy difícil, muy peligrosa y pues estamos haciendo las cosas lo mejor que se puede y pues nos vemos el 30 de septiembre porque van a ver una gran pelea y van a ver a un Canelo muy diferente a las últimas peleas.
Again, we know it's going to be a difficult fight. We respect Charlo as a fighter. But from our end, we're going to get well prepared like we always do. And September 30th, you're going to see an all-out war.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Let's hear from fighters.